We'll move on to Tottenham. As we mentioned, the new J-League World Challenge champions.
Huge.
First of many potentially this season. A couple of exits, Ab.
Yeah.
Brian Hill.
Matt,
can you just explain to us, as a Spurs fan, how
the logic was?
The logic between Seville and when you first got in the loan, blah, 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 what happened
there? So basically, I think we gave money plus Eric Lamela for Brian Hill. Then we sent him back on loan, and then he come back to us, and then I think we basically sold him back. I don't really know how we've ended it, but
do you remember the meme?
Yeah, so I saw the meme.
25 mil on Brian Hill.
We gave Eric Lamela money, Brian Hill on loan, then back to us, then back again on loan, and now he's basically signed for them. It was a very, it was just typical Spurs signing. Like never was going to fit them on. Like credit to him, ran about a little bit when he did play. Never was physical, like he was never like one of the Beatles. He was just never cut out for the Premier League. Like he didn't have the physicality that you need to have in the Premier League, and you could see that from literally the first day he ever stepped onto a pitch.
You know what? Saying that kind of reminds me of Fabio Vieira. That's exactly what.
Mate Vieira's a bit more.
Just look, every time he's gone to Sevilla, he's won something. So credit to them, but obviously.
But he's going to Girona now.
Yes,
title challenge in Girona.
Which will be good. I think he's perfect for Spanish league. Like that's literally where he came from and what he's excelled in. I think the Premier League is different. It's super physical and it's super fast. And I think if you're not at that level of also being super technically gifted as well, I think you get found out early. And the physicality side. I mean, he was just.
It's also a very unforgiving league. You don't get a lot of time.
And you could snap him in half. So if you're going to get cameo roles here and there, you're going to have to do a lot to kind of impress. And he didn't really ever. So I would have loved to have kept Eric Lamela. He was such a great player for us.
Was it?
I loved him.
That goal against, was it Arsenal?
He was just dickhead. And sometimes
I was going to say he's more the Hauser.
He was never going to be the best, but he understood what it meant to wear the shirt. And imagine him and Romero and all the little nutters in the same team. So
we give him some stick when we played Sevilla.
Lamela.
Yeah. Yeah, we give.
I'm sure.
Can you repeat what you said? Or no, definitely not.
But yeah, so that's one outgoing that again didn't really ever make a difference or an impact. Obviously, Højbjerg's gone. We spoke about that briefly last week. Sessegnon, yeah, he was on a free anyway. Contract
Another one,
up.
Emerson Royale, close to AC Milan.
Yeah, that one's been talked about for quite some time. I'll miss the compilations because he loves to do a comp of his games, and he's really he became a bit of a fan favourite because
like a
cult hero.
Started off, they hated him because he was shit, and then he actually.
I don't think anybody has ever said that he's still not shit. It's one of those things where actually, if you ask him to sit and stay in a position, just defend, and actually the best performance I've seen him have is when he had to fill in at centre back. He was actually quite good.
He had a really good game against City as well.
Yeah, centre back. So there's been games where he's not been terrible. He definitely improved as time went on, but he became a cult hero because of his comps and he's just a funny guy, great character.
That join your football club and they're not good enough for your football club, but it's clear that they're not going anywhere, and you get sick of booing them.
Yeah.
You do. You get sick. We had one called Thomas Repka. I don't know if you remember Thomas Repka.
Back, Czech guy.
He was a centre back that we signed him for. He was awful. A lot
of red cards,
point where it got so toxic.
You start to love him.
Republic dudes.
Boamorte was the same.
Yeah.
Luis Boamorte was exactly the same.
Lucas Leiva was a little bit for us.
Yeah.
You always get a player like that.
I'll tell you one for Arsenal that he never got booed, but a lot of the fans didn't really rate him, but they liked him. El Neni.
Yeah, that's one. I think it's a time thing. The longer you stay there, he's one of us now.
It just gets to the point where you just become a bit of a
did boo though, didn't you?
No, that was disgraceful.
And
but with El Neni, he wasn't really rated by the vast majority of the fan base. However, you would really find somebody who would have a bad word to say about him.
Yeah.
Who else? So he'll probably go. That's one that's also Richarlison.
He's
probably going to Saudi.
Wow.
Probably.
If you get that money back from him, you've had the biggest touch
what
ever.
a blinder that would be. And then we're going to get Ivan Toney. So fingers crossed. Not that I don't love
to me, that's just like a chess move that I can see. Maybe not. I didn't think Saudi because then you're you're saying goodbye, really, and he's only
I will hate
20...
if Tony goes to you guys.
I know you will, but I mean that's
really the reason to get him, though, surely.
But of course, and also the fact that he would be great for us.
We want him.
I did a video on it last week.
Not everyone does in your club.
And he would be great for us. And I think, look, whether or not this Richarlison deal comes off, it's been spoken about quite a long time now, but it's got a little bit of traction the last couple of weeks. And if you can do that and you can get back near enough what you actually paid for him,
take that, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, and then you just want to trust that your board will then go and do the right thing and then sign
me, that is so obvious.
It's so obvious.
Sell him, buy him, bosh.
And also, like, that elevates Tottenham massively. Like, we've made some decent signings. Like, again, they're under the radar type signings. Like Lucas Bergwall, he joined us last year and then went back out on loan. He's looked really good in pre-season. Archie Gray's looked really good as well. He's been filling in at centre back, which he's obviously not, but he's been really good.
Called?
The striker, Mikey Moore.
Mikey Moore.
He's been brilliant. Another one, one of our own. And he's been great. And
I'd rather start him than Richarlison.
There's a big thing that he probably will be starting a lot this year, because I think he needs to sign a new contract. City have been sniffing. And he needs game time, and he's looking really good, and I hope we get to see him. And I'm all for seeing the young kids come through. Like, it's been such a long time since we had someone come into the side that is one of your own. And
he's won you a trophy. Scored in the final.
He scored the winning goal. My G.
What a start, by the way.
My lad. But he looks really confident, really good on the ball. Archie Ray's been good. Line breaking passes, really good. So yeah, they're not stellar names. Would I still like to see Ivan Toney? Absolutely. Would I love to see Eze? Yes, like these players that we've been linked with for months. But even if we could just get one, like, that really shows me the intent of where we're going.
Spurs have got to go out and get Ivan Toney.
And I think the bill does.
I've heard whisperings that West Ham are looking at him.
Really?
Yeah,
that's what I've heard. But then I've heard that we're going down a different
to
path.
sort it out.
But what I would say on the Ivan Toney thing, I don't know if you know, but they signed a striker.
Brentford.
Yeah, Thiago, I think his name is, and he's got injured in the pre-season.
Oh.
So
well, I think for Brentford
might try and hold on to it.
But it's a bigger picture for Brentford, isn't it? Because the money
right.
will be, if you can get 50, 60 million for Ivan Toney, that's huge for Brentford. And for them to wait and chance it and go to January, where they'll probably get half that when he's out of contract next summer, I don't think that's worth it. They had a season without him pretty much last year, or half a season. So I think they can.
I know there's a Brentford
take the money.
Season ticket holder at my gym, and I speak to her quite regularly, and she said a lot of the Brentford fans just want him gone.
Yeah.
Because of his attitude. But I would say it's
a
I'm on the
signing.
record as saying I would love Ivan Toney at Arsenal. I know people have got question marks about his so-called attitude and this and that, but as I was saying to Nick and Alex off camera, listen, man, I think that's the manager's job to manage people like that. In football, you get mavericks. We've all seen them at different clubs, down to the manager to manage them. Thomas Frank did a really good job. Okay, I know the last season things kind of went south with Tony there, but he was always going to be looking to leave anyway, and I think that played a large part of it. But prior to that, Tony had been really good for Brentford. So listen,
very good striker.
We need him.
And you've also signed South Korean winger Min Hyuk Yang from K-League side Gangwon FC, joining in Jan.
I haven't seen him, so I can't really comment. But yeah, look, fingers crossed.
You guys like tapping into that southeastern market?
We absolutely do. We love that market. The money's good. Also, there's another player that we signed last year. I can't remember his name. Luca something, but another young kid.
I heard. I can't remember.
I think he's gone back out on loan again this season. Not sure, but I can never remember his last name. But he's one again for the future. So I don't know what Spurs are trying to do, but fingers crossed.
We will
Won
see.
a trophy so far.
And that can't get much better than that, really.
What can I ask for, right?
Exactly.